Welcome to the Parenting with Confidence podcast. I'm your host, Theresa Alexander Inman, here today with Oksana Yusupova. Welcome,
Hi, Theresa.
Oksana.
Hi, thank you for inviting me for your beautiful podcast. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
I am so excited to have you. Can't wait. I'm going to tell our listeners a little bit about you, and then I'll just let you dive in because I believe what you have to say is so important because it's at the core of everything that we do, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll just tell a little bit about you and then we'll jump in. Okay. So, Oksana is a registered psychotherapist in Canada. She helps parents find ethical ways to positively influence their children without yelling and making threats. Oh gosh, we need you.
This
Oh,
is what I plan to share today because everything is about emotions and how to speak with children without yelling. If we pay attention to our emotions and their emotions, it's like my approach, emotional focus therapy, and I'm happy to share with you basic information, why it's important and how. And in the end, I prepare strategies that I want to share with parents that you can apply to your life. And I hope it can help you speak with children about emotion much more easier.
yes, yes, because emotions drive everything. And if we don't have an understanding and if we don't teach our children to be comfortable with their emotions, we're headed for some problems.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
correct. And I want to start from this phrase. I see how it beautifully describes the meaning of emotions.
Mhm.
The phrase is, the world without emotions is like a book without words. It lacks the depth and meaning that make life truly profound. We can live without paying attention to our emotions. It's okay. We can build our career, families, and everything.
Mhm.
But we can reach other levels if we pay attention to our emotions.
Right, so true. And then, but how do we know which emotion to pay attention to and when?
Yeah, it's a good question. And you know, there are a lot of books about emotions. I believe everyone in our audience read at least one. And I read some books about emotions too. And what I found, I noticed that the authors are teaching readers to control their emotions and stop feeling what you feel and go back to some positive emotions. For example, you feel angry. Okay, it's normal, but take a deep breath, count from 0 to 10, and go back to relaxed joy. But from my perspective, this is not the best approach for our emotions. This is not what we need to do. From my perspective, I see emotions as little helpers in our body.
Mhm.
And all of them sending signals to us, sending messages to us. Positive emotions, negative ones, strong emotions, and even light emotions. They are all sending signals to us. And what we need to do to pay attention and to listen what these signals about. And if we listen to them, we be aligned to our inner self, and we can uh, feel our passion, we can find our talents, our real path. So everything about ourselves we can find when we align with our emotions, with our body. So this is my perspective.
Wow. And that's very deep. So it puts such a great importance on our emotions.
Yes, and it's like other understanding. We don't need to stop and be in some kind social appropriate behavior. It's
Mhm.
okay to feel it. Just we need to listen to them. And as your podcast is about parenting, so let's talk today about parenting. And I was thinking how I can explain to parents why it's important. Why do we need to pay attention to our emotion? Because for parents, it's a new skill. Sometimes parents shared with me their thoughts. Why do I need to work on myself? Why? I used to talk like this. Why do I need to change my behavior? And I want to share with you one example, one family story. Maybe it can encourage you to think that it's okay for us as parents, as adults too. Change our habits, change our reaction, learn new skills. It's like sometimes it can be very new, something that nobody around reacts like this. But if you see, when you will see how it can be helpful and beneficial for you, you can do it. It's like magic. So let me share this example, this story. Imagine Alex, a young boy who will turn 7 tomorrow. Tomorrow is his birthday. And imagine it's nighttime. It's time to go sleep, but he can't. He's running around the home and just yell and scream and want to talk with everyone at home. And it's 11 p.m. His parents are tired. They work hard on birthday preparation and they all want to be ready for tomorrow's special day. And what their parents want him to say is just stop it and go sleep. That's all. They're not tolerant for this behavior at 11 p.m. I think a lot of parents know this.
Yes.
It happened, but the child can't. He's excited. Tomorrow's birthday. He's running, yelling, screaming. His eyes are wide open. And imagine in this situation, Alex's parent knows how to talk to his child about emotion. Imagine that Alex's parent goes to his room, sits beside him on his bed, hugs him, and just said, I see you're very excited. Yeah. And I understand because tomorrow is your birthday. And you were waiting for it for 365 days. And finally it will be tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And after these words, Alex can turn his head and said, yes, my friends will come and I will get my present. I will get this giant box of Pokemon cards that I was dreamed on. And Alex's parents can just hug him and help Alex understand that what's going on right now in your body, why you cannot sleep. This is not that you are a bad person and you behave bad. No, this is because excitement, you feel this emotion and it's normal. Everyone in this situation can feel it. And maybe Alex needs only 1 minute to sit beside his parents, and then he can go sleep quietly and deeply and be ready for tomorrow's day. But during this 1 minute, Alex's brain will learn this lesson that everything is normal with me. What I feel right now, it's normal. This adults called excitement. And the main message what my body sent to me is that tomorrow I will get something very important, something what I dreamed of. So this is the beauty of the situation, what I want to share with you and encourage you. And this is what I use in my family with my kids. And for over 10, 15 years in practice, I use this approach to share with families that it's very easily And your parenting can be much more comfortable, and you can solve conflicts with families very easily when we pay attention to our emotions.
Yes, yes. And I think too, that identification, labeling it for them is so powerful. Like I've seen it work over and over and over again. This was a little different, right? I was working with a young man at a school. They called me in because he was having tantrums every morning and they couldn't understand. So the first day I went there, I mean, he was just screaming and crying. And he asked to talk to his mom. So I said, sure, as soon as you calm down, we'll call mom, because if we're calling mom and he's screaming, that wouldn't work too well. So once he calmed down, I took him to the phone. He called his mom, and not once did he say anything. He just said, yes, 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 yes. And then mom
Mhm.
asked to talk to me. So I answered the phone and she said, well, she asked if he could have something to eat. I said, of course. Now, he didn't once say he needed something to eat. So what that led me to believe was, his needs were always anticipated and it was never really labeled for him, right? And he was never empowered. So he asked me, so I said yes. So then I asked him, I said, okay, I asked him if he was hungry and he said, yes, I'm hungry. I said, please ask for something to eat. So he went to the teacher and asked her for something to eat. She gave him something to eat. That was the end of the tantrum. He was having tantrums every single day. And the moment he learned, okay, hunger is normal, right?
Yeah.
So because he never had to label it before, mom was always asking him. And in this situation, mom was not there to ask him. So he didn't
Mhm.
know how to express that. So once he could express it, everything changed.
Yes, to understand that it's normal. Because
Yes.
parents very often want to solve situation. Okay, we have a problem, we need to solve it. We have a problem, we need to solve it. But no, we just can be here.
Yes.
Be here in this situation. Be beside your child.
Yes, relate and just and accept it, right? Because resisting it isn't going to help. And just accepting, okay, this is the situation, you're excited. And now Alex is like, wait, there's actually a name for this feeling that I have.
Yeah. It's like very simple, but very deep and basic core beliefs.
Yes.
And we can dive deeper and in basic emotions.
Mhm.
I will share with you um, how you can talk to children. Because sometimes I see in society that mm, it's okay to feel happy, but it's bad when you are angry. And let's talk about these emotions to understand how to talk about happiness. It's not about just I have a candy, I'm glad. It's much more deeper.
Mhm.
And anger, it's not bad. It's a beautiful emotion, like a train that leads us to something very important for ourselves. Things.
Nice. So explain that a little more, because everybody has this, this thing of, anger. Anger is terrible. You shouldn't be angry. And like, I'm not going to ask you what's wrong. What is right about anger? What is anger helping us do? Because I think it's the most misunderstood emotion.
Yes, it's correct. And I honestly love this emotion when I work with adults and we find this irritation, annoyance, and we dive deeper. We always find something important, something about our passion, something that this person is passionate about, but he or she didn't accept it. So let's start from anger. Okay. So first of all, everyone knows that it's normal to be in anger. It's a normal emotion. When we put a kettle onto a boil, when the water boiled, you see the steam.
Yes.
The same reaction we have in our body when we are in some situation and something happened that just makes us feel anger. And it's normal. It's normal. And what's important about anger? Anger doesn't appear right away. You will relax and calm, and then your anger levels from at the level 10 out of 10. It's impossible. There are always stages. There are some stages of anger, and it's very important to notice them. And first stage, it's like, I don't like it. Some light emotion, I don't like it. Or maybe I don't feel comfortable. And it's like first soft bell from your body that wanted to bring your attention here and show you that something going on here. Maybe your friend talked to you in a rude manner. Maybe you destroyed something. Maybe you got some thought. Something happened. If you missed this stage, this emotion becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. Next level, it's like annoyance. I don't like it. I want it to stop. Then it's going bigger. Next level, I feel frustrated. I don't know what to do. I don't like it. And I see what it can be. I need to stop. I don't know how. I feel frustrated. Next level, it can be resentment. This is their fault. They did it for myself. And I don't like it again. I don't like it. It can be level 5 out of 10. Next level, mad, anger. When you want to say something bad, when you want maybe to stop it, and you don't want to think about best words, you just want to stop it. How parents in Alex's situation, they just want to stop it because everyone tired. And the next level, 10 out of 10, the rage level, when you're out of control and you want to destroy something. And here on this level, anger behavior can lead to troubles, can make something bad happen. This is what is important for us to understand these stages. And imagine this thermometer. And imagine this, that anger can be different from 0 to 10. It can be 1 out of 10 level, like I don't like it. 5 out of 10, I don't like it, but I still can control it. And 10 out of 10, I can control it. It's like impulsive behavior. I can't control it. And we all have these stages, but based on our nervous system, that which is very unique for every person, for every child, we have different speed how we can get to different levels. But we all have this speed. Sometimes I speak with the child when we work on anger management or anger behavior. And I ask, but before you hit this person, did you notice any discomfort emotion in your body? And the child can say, no. But, and it's true, the child didn't notice it. However, they were there. It just missed. His brain didn't pay attention, didn't recognize it.
Yeah, so that is fascinating because, so if they didn't recognize it, now, is there a way that we can help them to recognize it before it gets to this 10 where they can't control?
Of course, this is what we as parents can do. First thing, to explain to the child, to parents, and we need to be aware that Every child has unique nervous system, and it causes their reaction. Someone is more emotional, less emotional. Some kids can never be out of rage. Some kids can be in this out of rage 10 out of 10 anger level immediately if something happens, like very fast response. And the kids have a brain, and brain developing, and it impacts how our children react. So we as parents need to be aware of these two things, nervous system and brain development. Depending on your child, everything is very unique. But what we can do, we need to be aware of these stages. For children, it will be hard, especially for 6, 7, 8 years old children. Their brain just start developing this analytical part to analyze what's going on in their body. But for us as a parents, is very important what we can do. We can see deeper and see this level. And if I see that if right now I, as a mom, for example, I can say, no, just go sleep, no candies, is 10 p.m. And I see that my child is like 8 out of 10 level of anger. And if I say no, he will go on this rage level. And it will be harder for all our family to calm him down and to go sleep. For example, if I see this, I'm a mom and I see this, I can say, okay, one candy, and then brush your teeth and go sleep. This is how I apply this knowledge, because I see these levels.
Okay, so then saying to brush your teeth, is that a way of interrupting that? So that, is it like a distraction or?
It's like about health. Maybe someone said, but tomorrow no candies. It's depending on rules in this particular family. But for example, if I see that my rules can lead my child to next level of anger, I can change it, or I can speak about it, or I can pay attention to his emotion. It depends on the situation. But what's important for us to understand that these levels, and if we see this level, if I see like my child is very immediately go to the high level of anger, I can sit beside him and I can say, I see you're very angry. I remember the situation with my son when he was 5 and he was very angry and he wants something from the fridge, something maybe what I didn't allow him. And he was very angry and wanted to shake the big fridge. And I noticed it, and we watch the cartoon about emotions. Upside down, no.
Inside out?
Inside down.
Yes.
Inside out, right? So, and they say, oh, I see like this anger emotion just came here. This is red anger who is shaking the fridge. And I just put attention to his behavior, that now you are angry, depending on your child. Sometimes we can talk stories. Sometimes we can change rules. Sometimes we can pay attention to their emotion. It's a very, very personal. Yes. But when we as a parents listen to ourselves, we feel it. We feel what is the best approach right now for my child. So what's important for anger is understand these stages and then notice triggers. Something triggered you. Yes. Something may not trigger your sister or your brother, but it triggered you. And after you accept your child's anger emotion. You can speak, or you can share. You see, you can share your thoughts. For example, I saw that you became angry when your friend didn't want to play on your rules. Is it something is very uncomfortable for you? And your child can say yes. So first step is to understand these levels. And
Mhm.
second step, to find triggers.
Yes, and and like you said, it's knowing your child and being aware of those triggers, right? So how does a parent determine what a trigger is? How do they know? Because this is new to some parents, and I just want to give as much as we can to help parents. So how does a parent, figure out what triggers their child?
First of all, what I want to say, parents don't need to solve any problem. Sometimes we can just be here, be on your child's side, and that's all. We don't need to find, I don't know, but I can look at that side.
Mm,
The parents, they don't need to know what triggered. This is a very important understanding. There are some mental health professionals who works in the field to where you can go, and you as a team, family and psychotherapist, for example, you can work to find triggers. But parents, this is not that you have to do. You can notice, but you cannot, and it's normal. So let's lower this level of expectation.
whew, you just
First,
some parents.
yes, and this is what I see. Parents think that they need to be teachers, chiefs, best friends, and everywhere, but it's not. This is not what we need to do as parents.
Mm, right.
What we can do, just talk about it. Ask, what did you notice when you start anger? Did you notice what annoyed you?
Mhm,
Maybe you notice. I have magic question that I love to use and share with families. Did you have anything today that was not like you expected?
mhm,
And your child can share with you today. Yes, Tom didn't play with me when I asked him, or something. To ask correct question, it will encourage your children to talk, to speak, and then you can find out triggers you cannot find out. It's okay. But like you have this light and you point it in this direction and you just talk to your child about emotions. And I prepared two strategies that I can share with you right now. And if you can use it. So first, so answering your question, what parents can do to find these triggers?
mhm,
First thing is develop self-awareness, our self-awareness as parents. What does it mean? It means that when we notice our emotions, sometimes our emotions can be huge obstacles to see children's emotion.
right.
And on our way to help our children manage their emotions. So first step is to notice their emotion, notice our emotion as parents, notice our emotion. And it's okay to say to yourself, you can say it aloud, you can say it in your head, I'm very tired right now. I feel exhausted. I feel hopeless. I don't know what to do. What triggered my son?
Mm,
Why he is yelling? I don't know what's going on. Or I feel very angry. This behavior is very annoyed. I wanted to stop. When you as a parent say this word aloud, be sure that you are alone,
Mhm.
your brain will hear it. And you will build this connection between your body and your brain. Your brain says like, oh, okay, in our body we have this emotion. Okay, we accept it. And imagine you put this emotion away, like in a box, and then you are free to see what's going on in your child right now. You can go back to your emotions later, but
Mhm.
not right now in this situation. You contain this emotion, you accept it, you are aware of your emotion, but you put it away. You are helping your child right now accept their emotion,
Mhm.
and in a 1-2 minutes, when situation solved, you can go back to your emotion because you're an adult and you have more resistance than your child. You can do it.
Wow. And I'm seeing now when that approach is taken, then we're not yelling and we're not threatening because our emotions are not involved. We're focused on our child's emotion.
Yes. Yeah, because our emotion can be obstacles for us and
Mhm.
we are accept them, put away. And another strategy. So first, it's accept your emotion, not label them, aloud. Say it in your head or out loud. And second one, when you imagine yourself out of the situation. For example, you're not in the living room with your child, you're outside and looking through the window, and you see yourself and you see your child. And this like exercise technique help parent feel yourself out of the emotion and see the truth, see what's going on, what's really happened. So these two techniques I would like to share with you, and I believe they can help for parents to talk to children uh, easier about emotion. And the other thing, if you can leave today with only one idea from this talk, I want you to leave with an idea that it's never too early or too late to talk to children about emotion. If your
Mhm.
child is 5 years old, or 5 months, or 15 years old, it's never too late or too old to start talk about emotion.
Absolutely. Now, give us an example of that. So, because parents are wondering, how do I talk to my 5-month-old about emotion, right? Because they're not, again, just to make it easy for them to give them that tool in their toolbox.
Yeah, I would love to share with you another technique, mirroring.
Mhm.
When we mirror an emotion, for example, you see a child smile, oh, you're smiling, maybe you are very happy right now,
Mhm.
and you can describe it. You are crying, oh, so sad. Maybe you are feeling sad right now. Maybe you are angry. Yes, this bear is lying beside you and you can turn around as fast as you want. So just notice and mirror. If the child like 5 months old cannot speak, you can see their emotion. If your child is 5 years old, like I shared this example when my son wanted to shake the fridge,
Mhm.
you can again mirror you. I see you are angry right now. Your anger level maybe 10 out of 10. You want to destroy this fridge. Oh my God. You are mirroring.
Mhm.
So this is the easiest way. You don't need to solve anything. You don't need to find any trigger. You don't need to do anything. Just be here like a mirror. And your child said, and you said, I heard you, I hear you say this. You said that, oh, I understand. Maybe it's not very comfortable when someone don't want to play with you. I understand. And you will see it's like a door open to real conversation.
Yeah. So I think too, like what I hear when you say about mirroring is it's validating their feelings, right? Letting them know whatever feeling you're feeling is okay. We want, of course, to teach a different way to approach it instead of trying to, break the fridge or shake it and it might fall on them. I mean, if the fridge is not big and heavy and the child is stronger than, we think, we want to teach them a different way to handle that. So how would we do that? Like so we're mirroring, we're relating to them, we're validating their feelings. Is that enough, or do we need to go a step farther to teach something else?
Yes. After, for example, first step, mirroring validated your no, first step when you're aware of your emotions,
Mhm.
when you um, put away your emotions right now for this 5 minutes of conversation. It's not hours, it's like minutes. Put away your emotions, then you validate, then you mirror in it. And when you mirror, your child will not shake the fridge because you put attention to this emotion, not to this type of behavior, and you don't stop it.
Ah,
You just
so
put attention to another.
right. So we're focused on the emotion, not the behavior.
Yes,
Get it.
yes. Everything is good with you. It
Hmm.
just emotion came to you.
Got
This anger emotion came to you.
you. Hmm.
And then after accepting it, and you can notice with children, it's very easy to notice like their muscle tension
Hmm.
goes away, like their muscles
Hmm.
becomes relaxed. And then you can say, okay, so what do you think we can do here? Then it's the stage when you're finding solution.
Hmm.
Okay, so you don't want to do this homework. All right, but we still need you to do it. Let's find solutions, what we can do. You can drink a water and go back. I
Hmm.
can sit beside you. I can turn on music. And then ask your child to find solutions. Recently, one family, they had a very big conflicts with um, laundry at home. And the other family has this. And when we did this approach, it was family session, and I led it. And the child said, as a solution, I will carry my own laundry because I don't know my mom to touch it, to feel it, to put it on some places where I cannot find them. So I want to carry it. So, and the child in this conversation, the child will find solution,
Hmm.
and it will help the family.
Yes, yes. And it's amazing what happens when we allow children to find solutions. They will surprise us. I've seen it every time. Parents, oh, they'll never do this, they'll never do that. Why don't you make it their idea and see what happens? When it becomes their idea, then they're more likely to do that thing.
Yes, of course. And children much more smarter than we think.
Yes.
Any age, they see the world on other level, other angle. So they see it differently, and it's very important if we hear it.
Yeah.
So come back to emotions. Be aware. So like we can mark it as steps. First step, be aware of your own emotion.
Mhm.
And if it's possible, put them away for 5 minutes. You will go back to them soon. Then validate, mirror your child, accept their emotions. And third stage, looking for solutions together.
Mhm. Nice. Yes. And I think the key is together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not, and lower these expectations from parents. You don't need to solve it immediately. You don't need to build genius. You don't need to do anything. Just be here as a parent.
Yes. Yes. Ooh, Oksana, this has just been wonderful. And I am so glad. I know we thought about talking about all the emotions, but I think because anger is so misunderstood, I think people can relate to sadness. People can relate to happiness. People can relate to what is it? Anger, sad, happy,
Fears,
fear,
like
right?
fears.
So I think we're more sympathetic with the other ones, right? When it comes to, we can be more sympathetic, more empathetic with fear and happiness and sadness. But when it comes to anger, it's almost like we take it personally. So I'm so glad we were able to really focus on anger and talk about that. Maybe we can come back another time and speak about the other emotions, but I'm glad that we took the tough one and really honed in, and you gave some really wonderful strategies to help with that.
I'm glad that you are so welcoming person, Teresa. Thank you so much. It was very easy for me to share with you my thoughts, my perspective, all strategies. And if you want, we can continue. Of course, I will be happy to share deeper understanding why it's important to be sad, to allow us to be sad, because I see again people tend to ignore it, but sadness is very connected with resilience and with
Mm,
empathy. So it's another deeper level. Happy emotion, it's happiness, it's very important. We all know it, but sometimes kids try to hide this emotion and
mm,
try to control the happiness level. And again, and fears. So all emotions are very important. They all send signals to us. And I will be happy to share with you all deeper understanding of about all emotions.
Yeah, I think what we should do is give each emotion its day. So we've given anger its time, and maybe we can come back and do happiness and sadness and fear, because each of them can easily, I mean, we could easily talk for a long time on
Yeah.
each of those. And I do want to be mindful of your time. So yeah, we can definitely come back and have a chat about the three other emotions.
Yes, thank you so much. I would love to join. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, do you want to close with anything? I know you've said a lot, and I just want to make sure that, you've given anger all that it, deserves and for, in the time that we have.
Maybe in the end, I was thinking yesterday why do I do what I'm doing during my work? And everything what I do is for helping new generation, helping children from the early age to save their connection with their body, what they have from birth.
Hmm.
And it's very important when we just, as a parents, are respectful for our children, for their nature. And sometimes maybe the main point what I want to to finish to end today, that we as parents, we don't need to solve problems. We don't need to work hard to make our children better personality.
Mm.
They're all wonderful. They're all unique, and they have their talents inside. Their souls are already know what's their purpose.
Mm.
And what we can do, just be here beside them, mirror emotion, pay attention to their body, talk about feelings, our feelings, their feelings, situations, and we will save this connection, our brain with our body. We will save their connections. And my goal as a therapist to show people that they can save this connection, what we had from birth, our brain body connection, as long as possible, because all answers is in our body. Our emotions helping us. Emotions are our helpers, and they're helping us to be connected with our body and our brain.
Ooh, I love that. Never thought of it that way. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because yes, we do feel the emotion, and then there's certain thoughts that come as a result of those emotions. So yeah, amazing.
They're not disturbing us, they are helping us.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Oksana. Now, if people want to get hold of you, how would they do that?
You can find me on YouTube. My channel is Focus on Emotions. It's very easy to remember. Focus on Emotion. On my YouTube channel, I share some talks. Sometimes I go live. You can find me on Instagram, again, Focus on Emotions, Oksana Yusupova, and Facebook as well. So I will be happy to be connected with you guys. Feel free to send me messages, tell me about yourself, and let's be friends. And I'm finishing my book about emotions for children. I will be happy to share with you. It's almost ready, almost. I need like several weeks, and the public will see it. So let's stay in touch.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much again, Oksana. I really, really appreciate you. And thank you for enlightening us about emotions, the importance of emotions. And today, like I said, we focused on anger, which I think is so misunderstood because people always want to push it away instead of accepting it and understanding exactly what it's trying to tell us.
Yes, thank you so much for having me here. You are doing an amazing job. I see how many podcasts you already have, and it's amazing to speak with such wonderful people.
Thank you again, and you are so welcome. And I just want to say thank you to our audience for listening and watching wherever you listen to or watch your favorite podcast. Please share this so you're not yelling and, being stressed out and making threats. I see it all the time. I see it too often because parents just don't know what to do. Parents are not doing this because that's how it is. You're doing this because you have no other way. You're like, I don't know how else to handle this. So Oksana has given you some really great tips. Please share them with your friends and let us know how we're doing. Leave comments, rate us so we can better serve you, right? So you can better parent with confidence.